When my wife and I were younger and our kids were just really little guys, we would often go to malls just for cheap entertainment, and we couldn't afford anything more than that. And the kids could run around, burn off energy. It was really good. But the highlight of all of our trips to the mall was always the pet store. We always loved going to the pet stores. The kids loved looking at dogs and the kittens, and inevitably all of us as a family, we would fall in love with one or more of the dogs. And the kids would ask, "Well, Daddy, can we take this little kitten home, this little doggy home?" No, we really can't do that. We really can't afford that. Anybody else like to go to pet stores? You guys go like Uncle Bill's and stuff? You do. Uncle Bill's or Petco. And you ever been there and you look in the window and it's like the perfect dog. The perfect dog. Yes, some of you were actually nodding. You remember that song, How Much Is the Doggy in the Window? You're at the pet store, you're at Uncle Bill's, and you see this perfect dog. And you know what? You can't afford a dog. You don't want a dog. You don't even need a dog. But you see this dog, you gotta have it. How much is the dog in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. Anybody identify with that? Uncle Bill, you see that cute puppy? You gotta have it, so you bring it home, you go ahead and buy it. You couldn't afford it. You don't need it. But you bought it, you bring it home, and pretty soon it's not long before you regret it, right? The puppy's chewing on stuff, and it's keeping you up all night howling and barking and all this stuff. Go to the bathroom in your living room. But maybe the worst part, if that isn't bad enough, it's all the money stuff. And you forgot you have to buy food for it. And you forgot that, well, yeah, it's going to need a collar, probably. A little collar, a little tiny collar, but yeah, maybe a leash, yeah. And all of this going to spend time in the backyard. You might need a dog house or maybe like a dog pillow or something for chew toys and all that stuff. And then after a couple of months, what happens? The dog gets sick. And so you call up Uncle Bill's or wherever. I don't need to Uncle Bill, but to the pet store, and you say, hey, my dog is sick. And they say, I'm sorry, it was healthy when I sold it to you, click. So what do? You have to go to the vet. The dog needs this, the dog needs that. You start spending money. The bill comes for the dog. And all of a sudden, that cute little dog is turned into something ugly. That little dog is turned into your worst nightmare. What happened to the little dog? It turns into something like that. It turns into something like that. And why? Well, because when we don't exercise self-control, we pay a price. We get the bill in the mail, and the vet bill comes, and the bill from the pet store, and the bill from Walmart, and on it goes. Pretty soon you're pulling out your hair. Why didn't I think about this decision when I was standing? Why didn't I think about the ramifications of what's going to happen if I buy this cute little puppy that I just have to have? Why did I exercise self-control? Does anybody, does that sound familiar to you? Exercising self-control, buying something that you can't afford, that you don't need. Now, all of us are different, and so maybe instead of a doggy in the window, for you maybe, remember last week we talked about some things, maybe for you it's shoes. Maybe you see, you see a shoe. You can't afford the shoes. You don't need the shoes. But then you see a perfect shoe. How much are the shoes in the window? I do hope those shoes are for sale, right? I mean, isn't that true? You guys don't find that? You didn't need the shoes. You can't afford the shoes, but you bought the shoes. You bought them home. Now, maybe it isn't a doggy. Maybe it's not a shoe. Maybe last week, Tim, we were talking about some things last week. Maybe it's the big screen TV. You go to Circuit City, which is about to close, by the way. I wouldn't advise going there. But you go to Best Buy, and then you see, oh man, the perfect big screen TV. Now again, you don't need another television. You can't afford a television, but you see the perfect television in the window. How much is the big screen TV in the window? I do hope that TV's for sale. Can anybody identify with that? You gotta have it. You see it. Can't afford it. You don't need it. But you buy it. Or maybe it's not doggy in the window. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a big screen TV. Maybe it's not shoes. Maybe it's Again, something else that we talked about last week. Maybe it's the cell phone. Your cell phone's 6 months old, and you go, oh man, you're in the AT&T store or Verizon, oh man, look at that. Oh, I gotta have that. I gotta have the cell phone again. Do you have money for it? No. Do you need it? No, but you gotta have it because you know it's wonderful. How much is the cell phone in the window? I do hope that cell phone for sale. Can you identify with that? You gotta have it. You don't need it. You can't afford it. But you buy it anyway. And then later, when the bill comes, man, why did I do that? That was so stupid of me. I don't have the money. I didn't need it, but I bought it. And you know, it all comes down to self-control then. Self-control. And you know what the good news is, as we talked about last week, God will bail us out. God will rescue us from ourselves. God will help us to get through this recession. God will straighten out our personal finances. But we need to exercise self-control. This is foundational for us. We have to resist the doggy in the window or whatever else is in the window. But how do we do that? How do we exercise self-control? Well, the answer, I believe, is found in 1 Corinthians chapter 9. So if you will open up your Bibles there. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. It's really easy to find. The Gospels